Right, this is part 2 now. You've already seen the first panel being annealed. It's now cooled, and it's now very, very pliable, as you can see. So the intention now is to shape this panel to be one of the external panels of the Wolseley Hornet. So how do we do that? Right, simple tools. All we've got here, we've got a sandbag. These are commercially available, or you can even make your own. It's made from like suede type leather, quite thick. It's filled with silver sand or play pit sand, and that will allow us to shape the panel into it. There are various mallets and items that we can use. This is my favourite. This is a bossing mallet or pear-shaped mallet. The head of it is made from lignum vitae, and it has a bamboo type handle to allow flex. It's very, very hard wood, so you can mallet away and not really cause much damage to it. Absolutely superb tool, that. This is another one. This is a forming bat, yet again available from some of the restoration tool people. Additionally, the roofing industry uses them for shaping lead sheeting, where it joins the roof to gutters and things like that. Another good lightweight mallet. They do come in different shapes and forms. We have another one here that's a little bit narrower. We don't need that on this one, but as I say, for certain particular jobs it's good. And we have a straightforward normal mallet, but a little bit limited use on a double curvature panel, but certainly for turning over straight edge flanges, quite a good tool. So to begin with, we'll use the bossing mallet. I have also checked the profile. This is a profile gauge. These are readily available as well. So I've pressed this against the shape of the car to get a rough guide of the shape that we actually want. That is the profile that we're heading towards in that direction. It does actually need another one in that direction, but at the moment we'll just get it going with that one. Okay. Now this is quite loud and quite noisy, and over a long period of time can actually damage your hearing, and I'm pretty sure that it's damaged mine. So to protect what hearing I have left, I'm going to wear some ear defenders. As you can see, I've headed across there in a row of pretty evenly spaced mallet blows. Another row below it. It's created too much curvature in one direction, so we're now just going to press it down and even it back out again to make a more uniform shape. I've kept well away from the edges, reason being we need to shrink the edges. So we're stretching the middle and we're going to shrink the edges, and between the two we'll produce the shape that we require. And now do some more malleting in the middle. I'll just explain a few points there. This is panel making, panel beating in its truest sense. The Italians basically favoured hand shaping, hand beating for all their exotic cars. So the early days of Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, Lamborghini, all the bodies built by Pininfarina, Scaglietti Touring, companies like that were generally hand beaten. Once you've got to that particular stage, it's possible to planish that up by hand using a metal stake. You can fasten a metal stake into a vise and then hammer on the top of it. That way it will smooth all those dents and ripples out and give you the desired shape. That's pretty good. But if you want a really good, successful shape, the English wheeling machine is the way to do it. So the English or British tradition was to go from this stage into the wheeling machine. And it will smooth out all of those ripples, bumps, mallet marks to produce a smooth finish. We shall do that now, but that won't be sufficient because we will need to shrink the edges to tighten the panel up to really produce the double curvature. When I say double curvature, we've got curvature in that direction and in that, so that's twice, that's double curvature. So that's what that terminology means. A single curve would just be like a tube. That's single curved, that's double curved. And the only way we can achieve that is sandbag, mallet and a wheeling machine. Okay, so we'll now go to the shrinking machine and shrink the edges a little bit. Yet again, these are simple tools. They're readily available. I believe they're available on eBay. They're available from restoration tool specialists. Eastwood's in America. Frost Restoration Tools in England. Basically what the tool does is grab hold of the edge of the metal and squeeze it together. So we've got quite the opposite process happening now. It's gathering it together, pushing it together. So we've stretched in the middle with the mallet, shrinking at the edges now with the shrinking machine. Now other tools can be fitted to this device. We can actually fit stretching tools. So if we did too much to the panel, we can actually straighten it back out again by swapping the tooling and using the stretching jaws. I'm using quite a longer handle here than what is supplied, and that's because we do so much of it. It reduces fatigue by having a longer arm on it. So as you can see, we're only using small workshop tooling here. Sandbag, mallets, and this device, the shrinking machine. As you can tell by the fact it's no paint on it, I've had this machine a very long time. It's certainly earned its money. Okay, you can now see the panel. It's not looking too bad, but yet again, it's still full of lots of ripples. Okay, but the next stage is to wheel it. So that will be in part 3.